Where can you build a new home in Camas, Washington? Today I'm going to show you 10 different new construction neighborhoods where you can build a brand new home in Camas. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jamie Washougal with Jamie Washougal Real Estate, and I've been helping buyers and sellers buy and sell homes here in the Southwest Washington area and Portland Metro. And I've got my map pulled up here today for all of the Camas new construction. So the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is, I get asked this question all the time, is how can I buy a new construction home that is at an entry-level price point in the Camas area? Right now, there are just a few options there in Camas. And the first builder that we're going to talk about is DR Horton, and it's in their neighborhood called South Cascade Terrace, which is right off of 192nd Avenue which is the dividing line between Camas and Vancouver. And in that neighborhood, you can expect that you will start out at about $460,000, and it will move up from there to just over $500,000. They only have about 10 homes left in that community. And when we're looking at the DR Horton map here for the homes for sale, you can see that, they're priced anywhere from about that high 400s, and then they'll start to creep up over $500,000. Your square footage that you can expect is going to be around 1,400 to 1,500 square feet. The one thing that you need to know about these homes is that even though it has a Camas address, it does not feed into the Camas schools. You're going to be in the Evergreen school district for this, which is going to be Chehalis, Illahee, and Union. Those are still three really great schools in the East Vancouver area, and they're actually within walking distance of where this particular neighborhood is. Again, this is South Cascade Terrace. There's less than 10 homes left in that neighborhood. And you can see right here, it's just off of 192nd Avenue and just a couple minutes away from the Highway 14 interchange. So the next neighborhood that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to click off this, and we're going to talk about Pacific Lifestyles, the landing at Green Mountain. And what you can expect when you go to the Pacific Lifestyles neighborhood at the landing, there's not very many homes left for sale in there. There's less than 5. They're starting around $750,000. You can get about 1,800 square feet at that price point, and then it moves up from there. This neighborhood is going to be directly across from the huge main neighborhood of Green Mountain, which we're going to talk about here in a second as well. Pacific Lifestyles is a great builder. They're local. They build a lot of neighborhoods here through different price points. So this is going to be more of your entry level neighborhood for Pacific Lifestyles. You still get a really great home, really great product, and I would highly recommend Pacific Lifestyles. I've had a lot of clients that have built with them from beginning to end. Their process is smooth and seamless. They have a showroom. You go in and pick out all of the finishes that you want in your home if you're building from ground up. Some of these homes are already completed, so you would just be buying them as is. And you can see in this neighborhood, like I had already mentioned, that you would probably be getting about 1,800 square feet to start out with. But all of the lots in here range around just over 6,000 square feet. One thing I didn't mention in the DR Horton homes, that neighborhood is more of a compact neighborhood. So you can expect that your lots are probably going to be between 3,000 and 4,000 square feet. And most of those homes with DR Horton are only going to have one-car garages. Next up, we have Holt Homes. And Holt Homes neighborhood is the Glades at Green Mountain. Let me pull that up real quick here. And the Glades at Green Mountain, there's about 25 homes left in this neighborhood. And there is about 25 other lots that are going to be on the way. And with the Holt Homes, you can expect to pay in the high 700,000s up to close to 900,000 in this neighborhood. and you have all sorts of floor plans, 1 levels, 2 stories. Their lots can accommodate 3-car garages, which are great. You may not have a huge backyard, but the great thing about these neighborhoods is that there's lots of parks available in there. And as you can see here on the map, this neighborhood right here, the Glades at Green Mountain, you are quite a bit further away from the freeway. You're deeper into Camas, but this is where a lot of the new construction is happening. There's not a ton of infrastructure built out there, but you're only about less than 10 minutes away from Costco, Walmart, and everything that you could possibly need. And you will be in the Camas School District for this Holt Homes community. And here's the community map right here, so you can take a look at it. So all these homes that are in light green are available. The ones that are like the orangish yellow color are quick move-ins, and then the dark gray ones are going to be lots that are to become available here in the future. So there's still quite a bit of options out there by Holt Homes. I would put them comparatively to Pacific Lifestyles, probably a step below in terms of construction for them. But they are you get a little bit more square footage in your homes with Holt Homes, but the quality just isn't as good as Pacific Lifestyles. Hey, real quick, obviously these websites aren't doing these homes any real justice as to the quality or location of them. If you would like to see any of these in person, feel free to book an appointment below. Next up, we're gonna look at a neighborhood by Lennar, which is also still in that Green Mountain neighborhood. And this is going to be called Camas Heights at Green Mountain. And there's about 25 currently available homes in that neighborhood, with another 25, I think, coming available in there as well. Your price point with Lennar is going to be a little bit step up from what Holt Homes are. You're about $700,000 for 1,900 square feet, and then you have all sorts of floor plans and prices in between that are going to be up to over just about $1.1 million. But for $1.1 million, you get 4,200 square feet. So you get a lot of house for what you're buying there in that neighborhood. Again, Lennar is probably going to be on the same level of build construction as Holt Homes. Lennar is a national builder, so sometimes that you really need to keep an eye out with Lennar is the finish work and whoever is doing the finish work within there, because you could have a different set of subcontractors within one home versus another, because there's a lot of different subcontractors that are being hired throughout these whole entire neighborhoods when you have a national builders, versus if you're hiring a local builder that tends to have the same subcontractors throughout. So with Lennar, these are not custom homes. There's not any really customization that you can do with these. A lot of the builders that you can do custom floor plans with is going to be well over $1 million. And we do have a couple of those that we're going to chat about today as well. Next up on our list is going to be Toll Brothers, Lacamas Hills. And Lacamas Hills is going to be a little bit further into Camas here. And what you're going to see is that Lacamas Hills is just off of Lacamas Lake. And in Lacamas Hills, they have 2 different collections. It's called the Powell collection and the Huron collection. And each collection is in different phases of the neighborhood. And when you look at the Powell collection, you can see here that you can expect to get between 1,800 and 1,900 square feet, starting out about $874,000. In the Huron collection, which is just a step up in finishes and square footage that you're getting, is starting out from around 1.9. And when we're looking at the home sites that are available left here, there's about less than 5 of each of these specific collections left with Toll Brothers. You can see here that the light blue is the Powell collection, and the light green is going to be Huron. And within this neighborhood, you can see that there's still a couple that back up to Greenbelts, and you're just off of Lacamas Lake, and you're about the same distance to infrastructure that you are with the Holt Homes and Lennars as well. So the one thing that you want to keep in mind with Toll Brothers, again, it's a nationwide builder. They build houses similar to Lennar, probably a little bit better finish work than what Lennar has, but you do have different subcontractors throughout within that neighborhood. And then we're going to go back to a Pacific Lifestyles neighborhood, which is located at the Nines at Camas Meadows. And within this particular neighborhood, you have a different set of homes that are available. And with the Nines, your price point is going to range from the 800,000s, and then you will start to step up to over $1 million, depending on where you're at within that neighborhood. There's a couple floor plans that sit directly on the golf course. So you can see here, lot 42 is going to be a house that's going to be significantly higher in price, that you're going to probably looking at around $1.3 million for that property. But most of the other homes that are within this neighborhood are going to be around the $800,000 price point. There are some attached homes in there as well, but we're not going to talk about those today. Today we're only talking about detached homes and new construction that is in the Camas area. So again, these are going to be Camas schools. You are within walking distance of Camas Meadows. The Parade of Homes of 2025 was connected to this neighborhood. So you have some pretty expensive homes that are surrounding these, which is nice, because when you're not the most expensive home in the neighborhood, that affects your value in terms of it will bring it up a little bit because you have more expensive homes that are around you in there. So that's going to be Pacific Lifestyles, the Nines, starting around 800,000. You'll get about 2,300 square feet. And then again, if you're on the golf course lot, that's about $1.4 million. And it's about 3,200 square feet. And there's around 30 lots left as of today in that specific neighborhood. Next, we have another neighborhood, which is the custom home section of Pacific Lifestyles. This is Garrette Custom Homes, which is going to be still in that same area. Now, this particular neighborhood that's being built is called the Enclave. I believe there's about 6 homes that are for sale in there. And with Garrette Custom Homes, again, this is a local builder. You have homes that are going to range from about 1.3 million, and you will definitely hit over the $1.4 million price point in this. And the reasoning that is because these lots are substantially bigger than any of the other lots that we've looked at so far. Most of the lots that we've seen, excuse me, are about 6,000 square feet, and these are double that size. They're between about 11,000 to 12,000 square feet. So you can fit a lot larger home on this, including big one levels, which is something that's that you don't really see anymore in Camas, because a lot of the lots are being bought and developed by these larger builders so they can put more homes within the area. So if you're looking for more of a custom home on a large lot, this is going to be one of your few choices that you're going to have. And so here on lot 5, you have a 2,500 square foot one level, and you can see that it's going to be about $1.367 million. Now, within these, you can typically do a little bit more customization. You have a lot more leeway in the types of finishes that you're going to put in here. So this is starting to step into more of that custom home building within certain parameters that Garrette Custom Homes is probably going to have for you. So this is a great neighborhood, great location, just a few homes there that are going to be built over the about $1.4 million. Now, this next neighborhood that we're going to look at is called it's a development by Ginn Development. And if you are familiar with Camas at all, it is going to be located in an area that is substantially closer to Highway 14, just on the top of Prune Hill. Now, this neighborhood used to be a 10-acre farm that had one house on it, and they recently subdivided all of the land around this property. So now what you're going to have is about 30 lots in there. It's going to be built out by View Ridge Homes. These homes start about $1.3 million and go up from there. They have this, because this is a new development, you have quite a few lots to choose from. And then these lots can be bought, but you have to build on them, I believe, with View Ridge Homes. And this kind of gives you an idea is that every lot in here is priced differently. So you would be doing more of a new construction build package where you're buying the lot and then doing a construction loan to build the remainder portion of the house. So these are going to be all true custom built homes. And I can show you here exactly what a particular home would look like in that neighborhood. Let me find it here for you real quick. So this is an example. This one's going to be 3,300 square feet, and that one's going to be just under $1.9 million. The home sites up there are 13,000 to 14,000 square feet. And I do believe that, oh, excuse me, this is not in that neighborhood. Sorry. This is the neighborhood that we're looking at, Overlook at Prune Hill. So this neighborhood, your lots are going to be around 7,000 square feet. Your home is going to be almost 3,400 square feet and just under $1.7 million. So this is going to be a neighborhood that's going to be a lot more expensive, where every home in the neighborhood is going to be around the same price versus where the last neighborhood that we just looked at with Pacific Lifestyle, the Nines, you're surrounded by lesser priced homes. So if you want to be surrounded by those like homes where it's more of a custom home built neighborhood, this is going to be something that you're going to want to consider. Some of these homes are going to have full views of downtown Portland and the Columbia River. And you're just going to be right at the crest of Prune Hill on the front side of it, just off of the Brady Road exit coming off of Highway 14. So this is the neighborhood right here, and you're just about 5 minutes from the exit up to this neighborhood. Next up, we're going to have McIntosh Point. So McIntosh Point is just down the street from the other neighborhood that we just looked at. And in McIntosh Point, what you're going to find is 28 custom built homes. Really, the price point in this neighborhood is starting out at about $1.7 million. These homes are built by Affinity Homes, which is probably one of, if not the most premier custom home builder here in Camas and Southwest Washington alone. If you're just looking for top-notch construction, very hands-on throughout the process, they have a design process that you go through. I have a client that's currently building in this neighborhood. The home that they're building is going to be about 3,200 square feet, and they're going to be right about $1.7 million. The one thing that you can look at when you're buying in this neighborhood, there's only about 12 to 14 lots left in here. And the thing is that the homes that are in this neighborhood most of them are going to be about $2 million, and they will go up to most likely $3 million, because the two lots on the front side of this neighborhood, they sold for 1.1 and $1.2 million. So this is a neighborhood if you're looking for high end, custom quality, just everything above and beyond, Affinity Homes in Camas is definitely going to be the neighborhood that you're going to check out. Not every home in this neighborhood has a view. But this is going to be a low traffic neighborhood. And again, it's just going to be high quality construction throughout, so you know exactly what's going to be surrounded by you. There's no more homes that can be built on either side of this, and the homes that are already built there on either side are custom built homes. So you have a great neighborhood that is in the Camas School District again. Next up, we're going to talk about Pulte Homes, which is in Northside neighborhood. Now, Pulte, because this neighborhood is further to the west, this is not in the Camas. You're not in Camas, actually. You're in Washougal, and you're substantially further off of the freeway than any of these other neighborhoods. The one thing that you need to know about Northside is that even though you have a Washougal address, all of these homes feed into the Camas School District. Now, you're probably wondering why that is. It's just because of where the boundary for the Camas School District runs. The plus side to this is that because you have a Washougal address, your property taxes are going to be a little bit lower than if you were directly in Camas with a Camas address. But because it's new construction taxes tend to run higher regardless, because there are new homes. So with Pulte Homes in Northside, the homes start around 600,000 and they go up to 900,000 depending on the home and lot size. And with Pulte, your construction isn't as good as some of these other builders that are out there. Again, this is a nationwide builder, and the construction for them, that's why you're getting a little bit more for your money, because you're just not getting the same finishes that you would get in other particular homes that are there available in the Camas area. And so with Pulte, I believe that they have about 30 lots left in there to choose from in Northside, and they are building quite a bit out in Camas. And the last builder that I wanted to talk about there in the Camas area, which is also building in the Northside neighborhood, that if you are looking for another premier custom home builder, is Kingston Homes. Kingston Homes is right there on the same level as Affinity. They build a lot in Camas and in the Salmon Creek area. Another local builder, same as Affinity. Kingston Homes just builds an absolutely stunning home. So if you want quality, you know that the finish work is going to be there, backed by a great warranty. Kingston Homes is a builder that you really want to consider. They're more of a custom home builder. They do build specs throughout Camas and other areas around Southwest Washington. But I highly recommend Kingston and Affinity when you're looking for those custom builds out there in the area. And so with Kingston Homes, they don't have a lot left out there, but if you're looking for a one-level home, they do have one that's out there available right now that's about 2,400 square feet, just a handful of lots left, and you can expect to pay about just over $1 million for that property. So those are the 10 neighborhoods that I would like that we kind of wanted to cover today. There still are, in the past, we've talked about Firestone Ridge out in Camas, built by Cascade West. They still have a handful of lots as well, and you can expect that you can spend around probably $1.2 to $1.3 million in there. Make sure you check out our video that we did on Firestone Ridge in the past, and you can kind of see what that neighborhood looks like. But for the most part, I just wanted to cover these 10 neighborhoods that are being built out here in the Camas area if you're looking to build a new construction home in Camas. So are the builders themselves. I would love to be a resource for you. I can answer any questions that you might have. And if you would like to book a call with me, you can do that below, and we will see you on the next one.